So now that we've done this, let's go ahead and test it out. Load is essentially a shorthand way of an AJAX call to load some content into a particular div, which is content area. So now when we refresh and click home, you can see that home, the contents of our home page here, is loaded into this div. Same with portfolio and the same with contact. So now, as easy as it is, we just go ahead and copy this link, paste that, and we could say, let's just say, I don't know, other.php, just the only thing I could think of, and then other. We can go ahead and create an other page. We could save that out in pages, other.php, and now we've instantly created the same functionality. So we've got this other link. When we click it, we load the content in. So that's how easy it is to go ahead and duplicate the link and actually load in different pages. So now it's going to save you time because we've thought about it carefully and we've taken the attribute from the link. So no need for JavaScript on this front page. So now that we've done this, we want to create some effects. If I was to say .fade in, and we'll set a speed to normal, this isn't actually going to work very well, or it won't work at all. And the reason for this is the div is automatically shown already. We don't have this div here set to hidden, so we're never going to be able to fade in content that is already shown. So just before the load, we want to go and hide. Now what this will do is, let's just say we were to click on home, or portfolio we're on at the moment. When we go ahead and click on home, this content area div here will be hidden, then the content will be loaded in, and then it will fade in. So it's essential that we get these bound functions in the correct order enabled to actually get the effect we're looking for. So now that we've hidden the page prior to loading the content and then fading in, we'll now get that nice fade effect that you saw at the start of the tutorial when I demonstrated it, and the links all work properly as well. Now let's just say we were to, for example, load this content after this fade. Now I've already spoken about the importance of the order. You might think, yeah, I can hide this, fade it in whilst loading the content, but in actual fact now what's going to happen is when we click on, say, portfolio, oh, it does actually work alright. Oh, maybe I'm wrong then. I'm sure, yeah, okay, so it's still working alright, but I mean with regards to the hide here, that's extremely important as well. So let's just go change that back around. I mean, logically this is the order that we want to adhere to because we want to hide it, load the content before it's faded in, and then obviously that will fade in. So we've essentially created the most basic functionality to a menu with content that we can load in dynamically. Now we have got one problem. When we actually open this page up, there's no default page that we have, so we want to go ahead and create a default page for this. So what I'm going to do is, just up here, I'm going to go ahead and say document, so we're using the document selector. Now when the document is ready, when the event is ready, we're going to create another function, much like we did for this click event handler here. I'm going to pull that down, and now here, just here, what I want to do is go ahead and load the first page in the menu, or the first link in the menu. Now you can obviously choose to, for example, only show content when the page is loaded. At the moment there's no content loaded, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a particular selector that chooses the first link within this menu top class. So we can go ahead and say content area dot load. We don't really need to use effects here. There's no real need to use effects when we actually load the page in. It's nice to then have the effects once the user is into the website and they've seen your content initially. But what we want to do is go ahead and load a particular page. So we want to go ahead and load a particular selector, which is going to be menu top, and this is going to be first. We're loading the first element found with the class menu top. So now that we can do that, we can say dot attribute href, and that will take this value here, which will be the first element's href attribute, and then it will load it into this content area. So let's go ahead and check that out. When we come into the page, you can see that the first link has been loaded. Now if we were to, for example, change this to last, you can probably guess already this is the last element, therefore when we refresh it will load the last element. So you can see that using selectors we can actually load in just the first page, or the first menu item that we have. So that is a quick demonstration of how we can fade in content and create a nice little menu system with dynamically loading in content using the load function in jQuery, which is essentially just a quick version of an AJAX call to load the page content into a div. So it's extremely easy to implement, and like I've already demonstrated, you can copy and paste these links, choose a new href, as long as it belongs to menu class or the class menu top, it will add to your existing content.